This will be an interesting panel to try and make. So we're on the left hand side, just behind the door, and there's a load of pop rivets and mashed up stuff here, a sort of temporary repair that I put in there just to make it strong enough to lift off the body. So I'm going to try and make that in sort of like one piece, with a fold going that way and a fold going this way. So a bit adventurous, but we'll see how we go there. These little magnets are very useful, and I use wallpaper. And I've got this hole here, this is just above the quarter light, and I've got this hole exactly the same place on the other side, which is a bit of an odd place to get a hole, but digging around inside there's a wad of wool or something, cotton wool in there or something like that, just in that space, just a nice spot to collect moisture and sit there. So I don't know what all that is about, but good idea to get that out. We are transferred to some decent card. This is my Aldi card, and rather than make this fit this old panel, I've tried to make it fit the wing, because that's what's got to be bolted up against it. The wing's not fully up tight, there's a bit of a gap and there's some repairs there obviously, but that's about there. So I'll lift this into position, it's a bit low, and then mark this line from the inside. So I've cut this out of 18mm chipboard, particle board with a melamine coating. So this will be a single use pattern book, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to form this edge first, 'cause it's going to be a bit fragile when I get to this, so I'll beat the one edge over first if I can, and then move on to this top one, and it can only be this curve here. And this is my last bit of steel I've got in stock, and I can just get that out. So I'll mark it and cut it. On a side note, you might recognise this, goes on the top of your door, and of course there's a bit of plywood behind there that's just rotten and absorbs water and leaves a big rusty mess. So take them off, and each time you've got a bit of filler left over, scrape it into the back of that, put your favourite goo on the back on your door, and of course that won't crush. So my tip for the day. Right, this is where we find out whether this works or not. So I've clamped it down, see if it'll beat over.
cost 87B or whatever, then people suddenly think, oh,
After quite a bit of faffing,
so then
that fits really nice against that wing.
So there's two things I'd say to that. One is that the campaign actually made those policies more popular.
This line here is now completely in the wrong place. Well, it's about 10 mil out. So I think I can remark that and check it.
And I think what we have to look at
And
these left
go for this bend.
While they are quite mainstream and normal in mainland Europe, here
But
they are quite drastic because we've had
I'm thinking I might notch
of
this
economic paradigm
to give me a chance of pulling that round. See how we get on. Ready for the second bend. I've doubled up on that board and screwed it down just to try and help it stay together. Put a radius on there. This I've taken a bit out of that. I was trying to get this curve round in one go without any joins in it, but I'm going to do it like Jaguar did it. And I'll do a little bit of pre-shrinking on that before I try and tap it down. Well, that's sort of in. Of course, it shouldn't really fit because it's a bit bigger, but that is about level, I would say, there. First cock up, got that line in the wrong place. So another tip, always clean off your lines that are wrong, because I cut a line that shouldn't be there. So get in there. Well, that's as far as I can go now before I cut this panel out. I made a template. I mean, whether this is right, I don't know, but I think this top bit is, yeah, that top bit is original, but if it's moved or not quite sure. But the window used to fit, so I'll make it the same as it is now. So, template there. So try and make the next bit fit, and this is done more or less, and I've roughed in that where it just comes out over the back panel. I'm going to sleep on it.